Master Tech from Dodge came out.
It's kind of complicated. Two modules that don't exist anymore. We're trying this for the very first time. Everybody might be like, why is it so complicated? We're trying to use a charger, VIN, charger, PCM. Cross our fingers that it all works. It's never been done. So this is a new experiment.
One of one, first in the world. A lot of people hate when I say this. Hello, I'm Jensen. What's going on, guys? So today is episode 23 of building a manual Hellcat charger. As you know, we've been having a bunch of issues with modules and stuff, but today we got the man, the myth, the legend.
What's up, man?
Master Tech from Dodge came out, and we're gonna see if we can get this damn car running today. We got a couple different things we're gonna try out. First, I got this damn charger auto shifter we're gonna plug in to see if it'll tell it that's in park. If that doesn't work, then we have a new red key that we're gonna have to program with a bunch of different modules. He brought the manual Challenger BCM as well as the radio frequency. So we got a few things to try today, but hopefully, fingers crossed, I keep saying this, I don't know how many times I've said this, but hopefully
we get it running.
We get it running today. So stay tuned, let's do it. Got the whole underside of the dash apart. Reaching everything. BCM's under there. The RF hub is back there. This car is so dirty. SR Garage, I'm on the way, hopefully.
So basically what you got three modules, RFH, your BCM, and your PCM. They all have to have the exact same VIN. So the BCM, which is this, right, it's pretty dumb. It doesn't really know what it's doing. Yeah. So it reads the VIN number off the PCM. The PCM tells it what it is. Is it a manual? Is it a automatic? Everything.
Yeah.
And this reads off of it, so it shares the same pin code. Since it shares the same pin code, the BCM asks the PCM, what's your secret code? It tells it, okay, my secret code is this code, this is your secret code, and then the RFH is where your RKE or your remote reads it. So they all have to have the exact same the VIN number to have the same pin code in order for it to start. Yeah. This doesn't know if it's an auto or a manual. The PCM tells it what it is, right? So as long as we have the same VIN number on all three, in theory, we're good to go. So yeah, so we gotta install the BCM, RFH, and the PCM from a manual card to make sure that it knows, hey, you're a manual. You don't need a park signal from the electronic shifter to your TCM, because basically the TCM, right? This is a PCM, controls the powertrain side. Yeah. The TCM, right, and an automatic is inside the valve body. So since it's inside the valve body, we don't have a valve body. So the only way to make that work, because the shifter module sends a signal to the TCM stating, hey, I'm in park. Yeah. All right, what the voltages is, I don't know if it's a ground side circuit, so if it has 0 volts or if it sends 2.5 volts as soon as you move it from park, then it tells your ASD relay, all right, let's start the car. Now we're gonna have our fuel pump run in, our injectors are gonna keep going. So it's kind of complicated, so yeah.
We might have to ask Josh if we could still use the charger one, because he said that after changing the OS systems and stuff,
right,
that it should.
Yeah, that's something we would have to ask him, because I know the PCM you could overwrite the VIN number. Yeah. The BCM, unfortunately, we can't really do that with.
Because the only downside, if we have to use the Challenger one, I have to send that out to get unlocked and tuned.
Okay. We need a battery jumper on this one because it's completely dead and it keeps dropping out.
I know there's, once again, huge shout out to my guy for coming out. We've been on the phone for how many weeks?
A while. It's been a while.
Hella weeks. Like, he's been running all the wiring schematics from the manual versus the auto and every pin voltage and doing a bunch of stuff. So I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I've been trying to come up out here, but I've just been so freaking busy.
Yeah, he FaceTimed me the other day. If you guys know what a Grand Wagoneer is, how big that car is, he had the entire body off of the frame and motor and stuff. It was a motor replacement, right?
Yeah, basically that's the new what replaced the Hemi, right? It's
Yeah,
the Hurricane.
or whatever.
Yeah, so those are having some cooling system issues, and they do. They don't do really well if you overheat them. So, all right. So what we got going on here is 2 modules that don't exist anymore, right? Which is your TCM, your transmission control module, obviously because you don't have an automatic transmission. So your electronic shift module, right, which is your shifter, obviously you don't have that either. So
I brought that if we need to try and fake it.
okay. So basically, the PCM is asking the transmission what gear you're in. The transmission asks the electronic shift module, are you in park? Once you get it in park, the TCM receives the signal, sends it back to the PCM, says start the vehicle. We don't have that. So this BCM doesn't know that. So we need to install a BCM, right, with the VIN number that now is telling the BCM, hey, now you're not an automatic, you're a manual. Yeah. So all we need is a signal from the clutch, right? And once we get that, then we could shift the vehicle over. But the BCM, the PCM, and your radio frequency hub all share the same pin code, right? It's a key code. That's how they're stealing a lot of these cars. You have this little flash update. Your flash update is it basically locks. You know how you have a PCM and it comes locked from the factory? You can't really tune this unless you get it unlocked, right? The same thing goes with your radio frequency hub. Your radio frequency hub has that same feature where you could lock it and nobody could get in it and steal it. So if you have a Charger, Challenger, whatever, get your RFH locked immediately or you're gonna get it stolen.
He brought a brand new manual Challenger BCM and RFH, so that way when we plug them in, they don't have a VIN number on them already, and we can program them to this vehicle, and hopefully we'll get that clutch signal.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead, install the BCM.
And then got a new red key for when we reprogram the modules, because my key won't work anymore, but I kind of like it because it'll be a new key for technically a new car, because it's going to be a completely different vehicle. So new key, new beginnings, new start. Charger, Challenger.
Same exact thing. See? Same connectors, 4 connectors up top, 2 in the middle, 1 in the bottom. The only thing that changes is our part numbers. This is a 392 AC, this is a 389 AC. So both of these are pretty much alike, just that this one obviously doesn't have all the options. Challenger's a 2-door, Charger's a 4-door.
Basically no TC, it's not looking for a TCM.
Yeah, this one's not looking for a TCM, this one's not looking for 2 rear doors, 2 window motors, 2 door lock actuators. So it's still dumb. This one's still dumb. It just doesn't know what you're going to program it to. And it gets programmed to it. It reads off the PCM VIN. So whatever VIN it reads off of, right, it says, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be. Is this what I'm supposed to be? Of course, then you write the VIN on this, whatever VIN it's going to read off the PCM, right? So then once it reads off of that, then we have to go back to our radio frequency that's behind the glass. Same thing with that. That's pretty much dumb. It doesn't know if it's remote start, doesn't know if it's remote start, looks for signals. So yeah, so this is the Driftcat's Charger BCM. It's still good, nothing wrong with it. It's just not now, it's not an auto. It's gonna be stick shift. Nice. Cool. I could take these off pretty quickly. I mean, I do this pretty much every day, but yeah, take the glove box off, couple trim panels, all the connectors are here, which run through top of the dash, some go to the front of the engine. So yep, this is it.
Extremely grateful for all the people that have helped me on this, because I would be extremely lost and this would never get done.
That's where it goes,
tucked in here.
Yeah, and then you see that bottom green connector right there?
This one? Yeah,
that's the star connector. That's a CAN bus connector, and that communicates to every single module.
Wow.
That's how they get into those to steal your car. That's what kind of talks to everything. So that's a star connector.
Wow.
It's a 12-pin CAN bus connector.
That's
and you got a
crazy.
couple of those throughout your vehicle.
And that pretty much controls everything, huh?
That pretty much, like if you had a bad module, you start unplugging them. And
figure out which
yeah,
one.
so if a TCM's going bad, you unplug whatever. You just start unplugging one by one. And then you'll see, remember how you saw on my laptop how I had that red module?
Yeah.
If
Which one's faulty or not?
that basically, the red means it's not communicating. Anything that has orange, it means there's a diagnostic trouble code, there's a DTC. If it's blue, everything's solid. So this is the RF hub, radio frequency hub, right?
Yeah.
So this hub sits right behind the back seats underneath that, right? And on your charger, right, it normally has two connectors, and then you have a little antenna. This one's, you see how they're taped off?
Yeah.
Normally the stick shift don't have remote start, at least on the 2015-16 model year. It should not have it. Yours has a little antenna that would go to your remote start. So this is how you know that it's
For specifically a manual.
correct,
right?
correct. So we go off of part numbers,
Yeah.
right? And again, these modules are pretty dumb. You kind of, the VIN number tells it what it's gonna do. So the VIN number on the PCM kind of is the brains of the operation, right? So the PCM has its calibrations.
Yeah.
So when somebody tunes a vehicle, obviously they unlock it. Then Josh gets in there and he advances timing and
Does his thing.
does this thing, you know, with fuel and everything. A PCM is pretty much dumb. It tells this is what it is. This is what it's programmed at 2,500 RPM, 4,500 RPM. This is how much fuel you're getting. This is where your timing should be at, and it just follows, right?
Okay,
as
yeah.
whatever it's programmed to. So whenever you get it tuned, you know, you kind of open it up a little bit. You
Yeah.
know its potential.
Wake it
So,
up.
well, you wake it up. You
Yeah.
you advance it, retard, whatever you're gonna do. Normally, you're not gonna retard timing, but. But yeah, so these modules are pretty dumb, so we're going to tell it, hey, now you are a manual. All right, so I'm going to get in here and get this one in.
So he's installing the RF hub right now. What we're gonna do is plug in the RF hub and the BCM, program them to my VIN. Josh already changed the OS systems, which is the operating systems in the BCM, or excuse me, the PCM of my charger that's supposed to tell it that it's a manual. Hopefully that will take care of our issue and we'll be able to just program them to my VIN. It'll say that it's a manual car now and it'll start right up. Otherwise, we'll have to figure something else out, because even if I use the Challenger PCM to tell all the modules and stuff that it's a manual car, I would have to use the Challenger VIN, which I can't do, you know? I get pulled over a lot. That's not happening. So we're figuring it out, but he's back there cranking away at the RFA. So one thing he was telling me that I learned, that the older Charger models have the sub up top right there, versus the newer ones have it in the trunk, like the Challenger, where the spare tire goes, or where it should go anyway. These don't have a spare tire. I might try and hook up the Challenger one in the trunk as well, so I can have two subs, because that's a stock 10 from factory.
Yep, Harman Kardon, pretty good one too.
Yes, sir. Got the whole sub out. What's going on in here?
So basically, the radio frequency hub is here. There's a 10 millimeter nut underneath it. I can't access it because of this sub holder. So I got to remove the sub, take the holder out, just so I could get to that 10 mil.
That one bolt.
That one bolt to take that radio frequency hub. It's normally easier to do, but again, the newer ones that I do, I'm saying 2000, I don't know, 17, 18, they relocated the subwoofer.
So that's all out of the way?
Yeah, so it's out of the way here, and they put it in the trunk because it's just dead space. There is no spare tire on these cars, so
yeah, real shit.
yeah, so they put the subwoofers down there, and it kind of echoes a little bit more, give you a little more thump for your bass. So now that I'll take this cover off, and then from there I'll take that radio frequency. Now we have this cover off. Look how easy it is to get to the last 10. So all that for just this 10 mil.
That one bolt right
That's
there.
it. That's all it needed to be. I needed to take all that stuff off just so I could get to this 10. Once I get to this 10, then I could install, plug and play, and then we're ready to install the new RFH and cross our fingers that this iOS tells the body control module and RFH that, hey, now I'm a manual. charger radio frequency. You see this little pinkish?
Yeah.
This is for your remote start. The Challenger doesn't have it.
And that's because they don't want you starting it in gear.
In gear, exactly. Just safety feature, so people don't.
So what would happen if you put that auto start in there? Would it still work?
Probably not. Again, the modules are dumb. So
they're already told not to work.
They're told not to work. Again, we're trying this for the very first time, telling it that it's a manual charger. So let's cross our fingers that it reads perfectly fine.
I hope so. Programming the new key right now, putting the VIN on all the BCMs or all the modules. I keep saying BCMs like there's multiple of them. We've been dealing with multiple of them, so that's why I keep saying that. There's one, two, third one in the car. Let's all hold hands and sing Kumbaya real fast so we can get some good luck. Do a rain dance or something.
Calm down.
Shit.
Everybody might be like, why is it so complicated? Why is it so complicated? Well, it's not complicated if you want to use, basically what Jensen wants to do is he still wants to keep his VIN number, his PCM from his charger, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say, unfortunately, we get pulled over. We're in California, right? So
it happens.
we breathe the wrong way.
Often.
We breathe the wrong way, and we get pulled over, right? So you were to get pulled over somehow, some way.
For tints.
It's too beautiful, and they want to keep it at the tow yard.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh well, we have it at the tow yard. Let me put a scan tool. And they're looking at it. It's a 4-door Charger.
It comes back
and
to
it comes back
two-door
as a
Challenger.
A 2-door Challenger, right? Because your PCM controls that.
I'd be.
What we're trying to do and why it's so complicated is we're trying to use a charger VIN, charger PCM, and try to, you know, Josh did a sauce and made it into a manual. Now we're getting to, we want that PCM to tell the BCM and RFH, the dumb modules, that now you're a manual transmission. Hasn't been done yet. We're trying it, so this is like experiment. You know, we're trying to experiment.
Yeah.
Hopefully it works out. That's why it's taking forever.
Everyone that has done this swap has used every module from the Challenger, from the body harness to the engine harness, everything from the Challenger, and just swapped it over. Obviously, that would work, but we're trying to be different, one of one, and you know, kind of pave the way for everyone else that wants to do it. You can figure out how to do it this way rather than using a different VIN and risking your whole car. It's something I can't do.
So I could try to.
Brand new.
Red eye. All right.
Brand
so. See how it programmed immediately?
Yeah, so fast.
Yeah, so. If you look at it, it should work, my guy. Like, it looks exactly the same. On this red eye, do you see how it has the remote start?
Yeah.
This, you push the button twice, it starts. This one doesn't because it's a Challenger. Again, cross our fingers that it all works, right? It's never been done, so this is all new. This is a new experiment.
One of one, first in the world.
So
a lot
works.
A lot of people hate when I say this. It's a 101 first in the world. Fact check me, send me proof that it's not. Otherwise, don't comment some bullshit talking about, I've seen a dude in Texas do it. No one's done this before with these modules. And
right, no, basically what they do is they grab the 3 modules from the old car. They grab the harness from the old car. Well, you're just literally taking, theoretically, you're taking everything from a Challenger and you're putting it on a Charger, right?
So it's a Challenger.
So it's a Challenger now, right? But the only problem is you get pulled over for whatever reason and then your car's bye-bye.
Yeah,
right?
that shit is gone.
So we're trying to do something different. Is it going to work? Let's cross our fingers. We're trying to, you know, we could. This could have been avoided
but
if we would have just grabbed that PCM. Yeah. Show that PCM. If you were to put that PCM.
This one in. This one in. That's all the manual
RFH,
stuff.
And then it would have ran 4 months ago, 3 months ago, or however long this car's been here. But we're trying to do it differently.
That's what's wrong with me.
Yeah, that's why it's been a little bit.
A pain
in the ass, right? Although Josh told it it's a manual, it's still asking me for a TCM, and it's still asking me for an ESM. If that VIN that has a Challenger, I wouldn't have a TCM populate, and I wouldn't have an ESM. So if you look at these you see how these are grayed out?
Yeah.
So this one would be a drivetrain control module. It's not a 4-wheel drive, so they grayed it out because it doesn't exist. The adaptive cruise control, it's a module that's in the front that reads it, and it just kind of like helps you. it'll stop for you.
Yeah.
This is a first, generation Hellcat. It doesn't have the electronic power steering EPS, so this still has, you still have a power steering pump with fluid and stuff like that. So with this BCM and RFH, the PCM that we have on there, it's still asking me for a TCM and an ESM, which we don't have. So
there's no way to tell it that.
There's no way. What I could do is I could reconfigure this BCM, right? I could tell the BCM, if I go under data or configuration, right? This is gonna tell me the information that it's reading, right? Still haven't programmed the BCM. The only thing I did was I programmed the key to the radio frequency, but it's telling me everything. My BCM's reading the information from the PCM and it's telling me I should be at 32 PSI, right? It's telling me that my fuel tank is 18 gallons, which is correct. It's telling me that our front windows have express buttons. So basically the BCM is still reading all the information from our powertrain control module. You have 309s on this?
I used to.
Yeah, what do you have now?
370s.
370s? It's still telling me you have 370s. They normally come with 262s,
Yeah.
right? So this one, it's still telling me, right, because it's a dumb module, it's whatever the manufacturer put on the PCM, you have 262 gears, right? Without me programming anything. It says axle ratio 2:615, which is 262. Even though your car doesn't have it, the BCM still reads it, right?
Okay.
So it's a dumb module.
Yeah.
So whatever the VIN number has, the BCM just grabs it, saying, hey, this is what the car came with, that's what it's gonna have. That's the problem with this BCMs. Lances bought FCA, which,
It's like it has one memory and it can't have any more memories.
right, whatever the VIN number, right, so basically the VIN number is the birth certificate of the vehicle. So whatever that birth certificate was told or was printed out, or automatic 8-speed and all this stuff, that's what the BCM is going to continue to read with that VIN number. It just grabs the VIN and it says, all right, this is what it tells me it's going to be, and it just automatically takes it.
All right, so didn't work.
So basically, the BCM we could still use because it's a Challenger. The RFH has been programmed, so the radio frequency has been programmed to the Charger VIN number. So again, they're dumb modules. It's going to say, all right, you're still an auto. Unfortunately, since we're trying to use the Charger VIN, the BCM picks up the VIN from the Charger, which the BCM reads that it's still an auto. The only way it's going to work is using a Challenger BCM. Unfortunately. So it's not picking up that it's a manual, it's still picking up
Damn.
Damn.
How did you program it? Is this regular?
Shit. So he's talking with Josh now, trying to figure it out, but
I cannot code with now that I've reconfigured the vehicle, right? Now I told it, hey, this is your VIN number now.
yeah.
I still have a TCM and ESM code, and right here this P1400 code kind of tells the dealerships that you have an aftermarket tune. Our radio frequency, the one in the back, it's asking for our shifter, right? Communication, I don't have it because we don't have a shifter, and we have a transmission control module, which we don't have a TCM. So
Should we just try and plug in that Charger shifter? See if it does anything?
We can, but here's the thing. We still need to see a TCM, right? And our TCM's inside the transmission, it's in the valve body. Since we plugged in the shifter, right, we have our electronic shift module, our PCM, but we don't have a TCM anymore, right? So since we used a harness from a Challenger, the Challenger doesn't have this long connector with, I believe it's like a 15, 16 pin. If we were to have that harness in there and probably put like a 60 ohm resistor on it, on that old harness is not there no more, right?
Yeah.
Then we would probably make it work. This is the TCM, which is our transmission control module connector. This is the connector that we need, that we no longer have because we use a different harness, right?
Yeah. They're over here speaking gibberish to me.
Yeah.
Definitely have no knowledge when it comes to wiring whatsoever. Yeah. He's on the phone again, figuring it out. I think we might have found a little shortcut cheat code.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
All All right, what
So he's gonna bridge a wire to try and fake the car that the TCM is no longer there, or fake it that it's there. So either way, we just need to fake it to start the car. We're done for today.
yeah, we're done for today. Same shit.
It's just looking for the TCM.
Right, so it's still looking for the TCM. We have to find out if it's a 5-volt reference, see if we could somehow add a resistor or grab CAN communications from our shifter module to our CAN connector and bridge it off that to get the TCM active. If the TCM, or play it like it has a TCM, and see what it goes from there. If it just needs CAN communication and the module's open, and that's enough for a TRS signal or transmission range sensor, knowing that it's in park.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I need to cut wires, go to the shifter module and see what goes on. But our scan tools tells us what's active and what's not active. With plugging in the shifter, now we got that shifter active. We don't have a TCM because we don't have a TCM.
There's no TCM.
So we have to make the BCM, the PCM know that it's there, but it's not there. Fake it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
So Josh has maybe one guy in Texas that can reprogram the BCM. If not, then we're gonna have to.
Yeah. Hopefully somebody could rewrite that BCM. If we could tell the BCM that it's a manual,
yeah, it'd be a lot easier.
Then it'd be a lot easier.
Yeah.
And the BCM RFH all have the same VIN. That key's programmed. You really wouldn't need to program a key to the BCM, maybe reconfigure it. That's easy to do. I can do it with my scan tool, but hopefully this guy does know how to rewrite the BCM. It'd be easier than me going in there and try to trick some more modules. But hey,
anyway,
one of one. We're trying to get it working, and trials and tribulations, right?
Thank you for trying today.
Yeah, absolutely,
I really
man. No,
appreciate
absolutely. It. Yeah, anything. I just want to see this thing run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah.
I wanna drive this thing bad. So we'll try and figure it out. Talk to Josh. Have him talk to that dude in Texas. If that doesn't work out, then whenever bro has some more free time, we'll get him back out, get him wiring some more stuff on here, and then hopefully get this thing started. But that's gonna be the episode of 23. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Doses.